30 miles from Virginia. Left the shelter not too long ago. All my clothes are still wet from yesterday, so I'm in a different place. Hoping the sun comes out later so I can dry my clothes. It's supposed to be hot, and my shorts are soaking wet. Some hiking. I thought I'd explain some Appalachian Trail jargon. You have, in case like I say something that's a little confusing, some of it is kind of universal. It's not just on the Appalachian Trail. Some of it is specific to the Appalachian Trail. Alright, starting with your blazes. Your blazes are markings, often on trees, the road, or rocks. The Appalachian, usually with like paint, sometimes like a sign. The Appalachian Trail is a rectangular white blaze. And then a blue blaze is, unless it's like I have seen like different shapes that are white, that are different trails that come off the Appalachian Trail. But usually they are blue. And blue blaze is a side trail, often indicating water. But sometimes it's just like a whole different trail. So it usually will say water, but not always if it's water. And you have yellow blazing, which is you're skipping parts of the trail and you're walking the road. So the yellow lines along the road, that's yellow blazing. You have silk blazing, which is usually the first person in the morning because they're knocking all the spider webs out of the trail. So that is silk blazing. There's a thing called pink blazing. That's usually when someone's following someone else on the trail they're interested in. You have bear bag. Bear bag is just any kind of bag that turn you this way. It is any kind of bag that you can put your food in, all your smellables, trash at night, and you throw that over a tree branch. They have critter resistant ones and just non-critter. Mine's just like a Dyneema bag. So if a squirrel wanted to chew through it or something, it could. That hasn't happened yet though. And then you hang that with a bear line, which is usually just in a rucksack, which is a 50-foot cord that you just carry with you at all times. Then you have bear cables, which some sections provide at campsites or shelters, and that is a cable setup. It's the cable between two trees, usually with like these guards that rodents can't climb across, and they have little hooks. You just hook your bag, pull it, and then hook it to the tree. Those are always really nice because then you don't have to worry about finding a good branch to hang your bear bag. Then you have bear boxes. Bear boxes are usually some type of like giant metal container with a lock. Like everyone just throws their bear bags in, lock it up for the night, and then bears are supposed to not be able to get into it. Sometimes you'll have like a hole at the bottom and mice can get in, so watch out for that. A bear canister is a hard-sided container, usually made out of plastic, that you carry in your bag instead of a bear bag. That way you don't have to hang your bear bag, you just place your bear canister somewhere in the woods. Except for the Smokies, you do have to still put that in a bag and then hang that. Because even though they're supposed to be bear resistant, they often fail. You have shelters. Shelters are often three-sided structures that you sleep in. They can hold, with a roof, sometimes a cooking area. They can hold anywhere from, some are small, like you can hold 5 hikers. Some are large that can hold like 16 hikers. Some are nice, some are not so good. Usually have mice problems in them. I haven't had any. I think I've seen like 2. I've heard a couple, but I haven't had like any eating my stuff. Oh, I forgot another place. There is aqua blazing. That is, some people skip a section of the trail and canoe or kayak down the river. I don't know if that counts. I've never looked that up for your like trail, but that is an option if you're interested in that. Slack packing is, you do like a section, usually like a day hike. I did like about 7 miles yesterday, and you just take a day pack with just like some snacks, your essentials, and then hike that, and then pick up your full pack later. Or you can take everything out of your pack except for things you need for that day hike. So that is slack packing. Some people are against that. I see nothing wrong with it. It's a good rest for your knees if you have any knee issues. Some places will charge you for slack packing, but if you're creative, you can do it for free. So I did mine for free. A hostel, which most people already know what a hostel is. Sometimes you have like private rooms, semi-private rooms, or the bunkhouse. The bunkhouse you just pay per bed. So I mean, you're in there with like maybe 15 or like 4 others. Also paid for a bunk. Sometimes hostels have a flat rate that come with laundry, showers, linens, towels, free breakfast. Others, you have to pay extra for each additional thing. So it can range you from anywhere from like $5 a bunk to $100 or more. But if you are solo, it is a nice option because it's cheaper than a hotel. Alright, some more words. A privy, which is basically just like an outhouse. Decomposed steam toilet, sort of. It's like you put some leaves in it after you go and it decomposes. It's usually above ground. Sometimes has like a gate around it for airflow. Pretty much just like a toilet seat in the woods. Sometimes with walls and doors, sometimes without them. A cat hole is a hole you dig in the woods to do your business in. It's usually off trail some bit. What else is there? Trail magic is usually some type of like free food or free something either someone gives you or has like a station set up. Sometimes just randomly in the woods. Could be a cooler. Trail angel is someone who comes out and sets up food for hikers. A lot of times it might be a previous trail hike or through hiker that's doing it, giving back to others on the trail. That's always nice. I'm leaving the big Laurel Branch Wilderness Area, Cherokee National Forest. Now I may have mentioned like all these sayings and jargon in a previous video, but I can't remember. And for those of you who missed it, this will be for you. Some more things. A shuttle driver is someone you pay, unless it's like a free hostel, like a free with the hostel stay. Sometimes that happens. They usually charge somebody you call, come pick you up. They usually like doing it on their own. It's like a anywhere from $5 to $15, $20, maybe more per person, depending on how far you're going. The initials AT stands for Appalachian Trail. You might hear Appalachian. I think that's depending on where you're from, how you pronounce it. From the Midwest and pronounce it Appalachian. Through hike is you're hiking the entire trail within 12 months time, like a within 1 year. So that's continual 12 months, not like you did in 12 months over 12 years. That's not a through hike. That would be section hiking, which is you come out and do sections at a time until you complete the whole hike. But then you're a section hiker, not a through hiker. NOBO stands for northbound, so that's usually people starting in Georgia, headed to Maine. SOBO stands for southbound. Those are usually people starting in Maine and headed to Georgia. A flip-flopper is someone who may start somewhere in the middle, head north, then start again in the middle and head south, or go south first and then start back where they were and go north. People might do that if they live in that area. If I say something in a video and you're not sure what it means, just write a question asking for clarification, and then I'll see what I can do. Or if there's something you're curious about that's not very clear, or something you would like to see. Also, put that below and I'll see what I can do. Maybe I can get it in one of my videos. That'll be fun. Didn't know I was hiking with this dog. Guess he was walking next to me the entire time. He belongs to a lady I just passed. I guess he hikes randomly ahead and then comes back. But I didn't know he was hiking with me. Gonna run back. Thought of another one. Well, I thought of 3 other ones, but now I can't remember what the other 2 were. You have hiker hunger, which is kicks in because you're spending so many calories that you're just like hungry all the time, even when you're full. You just want more food. And I like to snack like all day. A Nero is a day that you hike very, very few miles. Sometimes like you're close to town and then you just hike into town and spend the rest of the time in town and that night in town. A 0 is you hike no miles that day. You might hike like walk town miles, but you go to sleep in town, wake up in town, spend all day in town, go back to sleep in town, and then usually hike out next day. Unless you take like a double 0, which is 2 days of no hiking. Sounds amazing right now, because your body will definitely need its rest. The last 0, I ended up hiking or biking like 8 miles. So it wasn't like a full rest. It was a rest from hiking.
Memorial thing. There's a dead mouse.
That was a cemetery. Well, like a memorial, or just like one plaque. I don't know the story behind it. But I do want to say that in Georgia, something I noticed in Georgia that's not further up is when there is a turn to the trail, you'll have a double blaze. So you have one blaze stacked on top of another, but the way of the turn, it will be like offset, so you know which way to turn. Further north you go, if there's a turn coming up, it's a stacked blaze, but it doesn't indicate which way to go. So that was a little confusing at first. Yeah, because in Georgia, if it's stacked straight, I think you go straight. If it's stacked to the top ones to the right, you go right. If it's top ones to the left, you go left. Here, it's just a stacked blaze means turn, and then you just look for the blaze. So that can be confusing when you're used to how it's done in Georgia, and then you go up and you're just a little confused. This is the big Laurel branch wilderness. This is the lake we've been looking at for a long time. Started here this morning, and now I am right here. Guess I was on the edge of the wilderness the whole time. It's kind of cool. Here's a map of the Appalachian Trail. I am right there. I still got that much left. Looks like it comes out over there, and we're gonna go across over here.